It's your boy, The White. Welcome back to the channel, Silverback CI. Hope all is well with everybody. First off, do me a huge favor. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and punch that bell icon so you can be notified when I post new content. Now, today, I plan to probe back off into the house of YSL. And as you guys probably see, that new designer releases are kind of few and far between on the channel, because to me, everything is beginning to kind of smell alike, and the lack of creativity is kind of deterring me away from buying a lot of designer fragrances. But this one's I've heard a lot about. Let's see what's to it. Keep it locked. Well, let's get down to the meat and potatoes. Today I'm here with YSL MYSLF, a fragrance that within the fragrance community has got its fair share of buzz. I've heard good things, I've heard bad things about it, but hey, the only way you can really get a chance to check it out is give it a spray. And I do got me a test strip here, but I'm gonna go ahead and put it on skin. I want to see what it does again. I have had a chance to test it one good time. Couple good sprays there. Let that kind of air out there. Main, of course, for this one is fresh, synthetic, woody, sweet, and floral. Top notes of Calabrian bergamot leaf, never heard of that. And heart notes, you got some orange blossom absolute, and base notes of ambroxfit, woods, and Indonesian patchouli. Now that's really, really good. I have to be honest. It smells really, really good. You can tell that that bergamot is the featured fruit note in there. But I personally, by looking at the note breakdown, because they're trying to simplify all of the different note breakdowns for these newer fragrances, it smells like there's a little bit more than just bergamot in this opening, but the bergamot is the strongest. It's very, very fresh. I could see why they have synthetic in those accords for this fragrance, because you can definitely tell that the fruity nuances that you get in the opening is a simulation or a bunch of accords that are made to make fruit. It's not a very, very natural fruity fragrance. Now, through my one or two testings that I did with this one here, as it began to dry down, the orange blossom does come in. So you did get a little bit of white florals and ambroxan. So you can smell that this is going to be a mass appealing scent profile that does push, it does project. I will give it that, because like from even from down here, you got a nice oil sheen on my hand. And you can smell it from not even necessarily having to have your nose up to the fragrance. Now, the thing that kind of threw me for this fragrance here, to me, I don't think that they should have taken this fragrance necessarily and started a new fragrance line with YSL. To me, this smells like it belongs in that YSL Y family of fragrances. But the fact that there's a million of those and they did something different as far as the bottle presentation and the box presentation as far as this fragrance, I can respect it, but to me, it just smells like that DNA to me a little. At least resembles it. Uh, as far as the scent, though, I will say if you don't have anything in that YSLY family, I probably would only purchase the YSLY Eau de Parfum, because that's my favorite thus far of smelling all of those in that house. And I also like the Eau Fresh version, which is discontinued. This one here has its place in a collection as far as mass appealing scent profiles in the designer realm of things. But if you have all the YSLYs, this one can be a little bit redundant, because you'll be struggling to try to figure out at what point would you reach for this one over those, or vice versa. You'll be reaching for this one because it's the newest thing on the market. It's the most popular thing going with YSL right now. So that might be what you struggle with. When I did test it, I did get 8 hours of longevity out of it. It was strong for 6 hours, projected well for 2 hours, and then once I got to that 8 hour mark, it began to sit very, very close to the skin, but you still could smell all of that bergamot and the ambroxan, because those two notes are the most prevalent notes in this composition. On a scale from 1 to 10, I kind of got a mixed rating for it. If I didn't own anything in the YSL Y line, and this was just something that was mass appealing at the mall that I smelled and I potentially purchased it on discounters, I probably would still give this about an 8.5. Because I can say that you're going to struggle to find somebody that thinks this stinks, thinks that they don't like this, or they can't stand the scent profile. Now, where the rating for me drops it's goes back to what I was saying in the initial beginning of this video. It begins to be redundant, and the lack of quality versus creativity kind of knocks this for me down some. So I would take it from about a 8.5 as far as if I didn't own anything from the YSL line, to about a 7.5, 8, which still ain't a bad rating in my scale. But I would say that it's something that it's hard to get excited for today's designer fragrances, because everybody wants to make a blue fragrance, mass appealing, put apple, sage, lemon, bergamot, just to name a few. Everybody's putting that in their fragrances. So to me, when you walk up to a fragrance counter in Macy's or Dillard's or J.C. Penney's or any of those, they're going to bombard you with 10 things that smell exactly the same. So you end up either being overwhelmed with the same scent profile, and you just kind of just get frustrated and pick one of them, or you find yourself each and every time you go to the mall to buy the next new thing, they all smell alike. So that's what's kind of affected my purchases as far as designer fragrances on the channel. It's kind of hit or miss, and I still kind of lean more toward niche. And the other deciding factor is price point. Price point on these designer fragrances are starting to creep up there around that 125, between 125 and 160 range for your elixirs and your straight to parfum concentrations, for example. Well, when you start spending that kind of coin, to me, you can go on discounters and get you a multitude of niche fragrances for the same price, if not cheaper, with more creativity, more unique scent profiles, and uh, more creativity in the fact that you're able to pick you a scent that can be your signature scent or explain your personality, and the next man won't smell just like you. But if you've gotten your nose on YSL Myself or anything else that's designer and new, that's unique, doesn't smell like the every run-of-the-mill fragrance that each and every associate at the mall walks up to you with, leave a comment in the comments and let me know exactly what I should get my nose on, and I'll go check it out. And if I like it, I'll add it to the collection. But that's my time. Peace.